Look down at your keyboard. The letters aren't alphabetical, and they're not random either. That exact layout was locked in during the 1870s. Locked in for a reason that stopped existing over a century ago. It's called QWERTY, the first 6 letters on the keyboard's top row. And here's the strange part. It wasn't built to make you type faster. In some ways, it was built to slow you down. This is the story of how that fix became permanent. In 1868, 3 Milwaukee inventors patented one of the first practical typewriters. Christopher Latham Sholes, Carlos Glidden, and Samuel Soule. Sholes' first layout was almost alphabetical. Simple, logical, and almost immediately a disaster. Each key swung a metal arm called a type bar up to strike the page. Type 2 letters whose arms sat too close together and they'd collide and jam mid-swing. That's exactly what kept happening with an alphabetical layout. Fast typists jamming the machine looked like a flaw in the typist. It was actually a flaw in the geometry. Sholes needed to separate his most common letter pairs, not bring them closer together. So Sholes redesigned the layout with input from educator Amos Densmore. He deliberately split up frequent letter pairs so their type bars would rarely swing together. By 1873, the QWERTY arrangement we still use had taken shape. That year, Sholes licensed the design to E. Remington and Sons, a company that, until then, mostly built guns and sewing machines. They mass-produced it as the Remington No. 2, complete with a shift key so it could finally type capital letters. The jamming problem was solved well enough. Remington needed the machine to sell. A keyboard nobody could jam sold better than one that was merely logical. But the layout that solved it wasn't going anywhere. It was about to get locked in by something stronger than mechanics, human habit. In 1888, a court stenographer named Frank McGurrin won a famous public typing contest. He used a technique almost nobody else used yet, touch typing from memory, without ever looking down at the keys, all on a standard QWERTY machine. McGurrin's win became a sensation, and typing schools rushed to teach his method. On QWERTY keyboards specifically, a generation of professional typists trained their fingers to that one exact layout. Once thousands of typists only knew QWERTY, companies had to buy QWERTY machines to hire them. And once every machine was QWERTY, there was no reason to learn anything else. The layout wasn't winning because it was best. It was winning because everyone else had already chosen it. In 1936, efficiency researcher August Dvorak patented a new keyboard, scientifically optimized to reduce finger movement, genuinely measurably faster to learn and type on. It never displaced QWERTY. Retraining an entire workforce cost more than the efficiency was worth. So did replacing every machine already in America. Dvorak's layout could cut finger travel by well over half, typing the very same page. Type bars haven't existed in decades. Nothing about your phone screen can physically jam. And yet you're almost certainly still typing on a layout invented to slow down a printing arm. A 19th century printing arm that hasn't existed in your lifetime. Your phone even offers Dvorak as a settings menu option today. Almost nobody switches. The habit is worth more than the upgrade. Video game keyboards, stenograph machines, predictive text. All of it still sits on top of the same 1870s layout. Billions of touchscreen keyboards ship every year, still arranged to prevent a jam that physically can't happen. Because the moment enough people learn one system, changing it costs more than living with it. Nobody planned for this keyboard to survive into a pocket-sized glass screen. A century and a half later, it just never became worth the switch.